poor are our politicians. If one has to believe the nomination affidavits filed by our politicians, cutting across the party lines for the ongoing Lok Sabha elections, they are really poor. Believe it or not, these leaders are poorer than a middle-class employee earning less than 50,000 a month. Look at their audacity to claim that none of them own even a car and cash on hand is less than ₹1,00,000. To begin with, the Congress President Sonia Gandhi's affidavit has some interesting facts. She has given a personal loan of 9 lakhs to her son Rahul Gandhi on October 13, 2013. She has just 85,000 rupees in cash on hand. Deposits in banks exceed 66 lakh. What's more interesting is she does not even have a car or a house on her name in India. Poor Sonia. She certainly needs 120 crore Indian spat, even for her so-called sacrifice of PM's chair. After her, look at the YSRCP President YS Jagan Mohan Reddy, against whom several money laundering cases are pending, and the opposition accuses him of looting the state to the tune of 100 lakh crores. According to his affidavit, he has movable assets of 313 crores and immovable assets of 30 crores. His wife has movable assets of 58 crores and immovable asset of 15 crores. He too has no personal vehicle, though difficult to believe, yet some scope in his disclosures. Rahul Gandhi's immovable assets have shown a decline since 2009, but the value of total assets has doubled to 9.4 crores in the last 5 years. The affidavit shows that Mr. Gandhi does not own a car, and as a special protection group protectee, he is required to travel in a SPG vehicle for security reasons. TRS Chief K. Chandrasekhar Rao, who filed his nomination for Medak Lok Sabha, has declared his total assets at 16 crores 94 lakhs 82,464. But neither he nor his family owns any vehicle. What is common in all these leaders? None of them own a car. Shouldn't the disclosures of the politicians become an eye-opener to millions of voters who are yet to cast their votes? Is it not time for them to best utilize their right and teach those who have filed bogus and far from truth affidavits a lesson or two? Shouldn't the so-called independent and constitutional bodies like income tax and enforcement directorates to take note of these people's representatives' affidavits and swing into action to unearth the truth? Is Indian electorate listening?